honoured guests, college governors, principal, college staff, parents and friends, but most importantly, graduands. Welcome to Plymouth College of Art Graduation Ceremony 2017. This is the most important day in the college year, and for those of you who will be graduating, today is a very special day, marking the completion of your studies in the college, celebrating your achievements, and the conferment of your degree. Appropriately, you will receive this recognition and celebrate your success in front of your family, friends, and of course your fellow students and the staff of the college with whom you have worked over the past few years. Plymouth College of Art has 160 years of continuous provision in art and design education in the city of Plymouth. Recent years have seen major changes in the college. Its reputation and distinctiveness are increasingly becoming known worldwide. The college continues to grow, and the reputation it has earned for the distinctive approach to creative learning now attracts students from all over the country and further afield. Its continuing project in creative education continues to attract interest nationally and internationally. The college teaches a diverse curriculum in the creative arts and offers programs across a continuum of provision from its sponsored school, the Plymouth School of Creative Arts, now enrolling 930 pupils, located close by in the Mill Bay area of the city. The Young Arts Club, a nationally recognised initiative which opens up the college skills and facilities to young artists from the age of 4, through our pre-degree and higher education programmes to master's level and beyond, into research and professional vocation. Plymouth College of Art is justifiably proud of its reputation, its high academic standards, and the opportunities it offers students of all ages to learn, to experiment, to create, and to develop their personal and creative skills. Its activities are particularly important at a time when the arts are increasingly being forced onto the back foot in the school curriculum. There is a real danger that the flawed approach to education will soon impact on studios, workshops, and creative spaces in our colleges and universities. If this were to happen, then the consequences would be felt by industry, the jobs market, and the wider economy. If we ignore the economic value of the arts and creative industries, we ignore an £84 billion annual contribution to the British economy, 1.7 million jobs, 60% of which are filled by graduates or people with graduate-level qualifications. And a 9% share of the UK's export market comes from the creative industries. It is important against this background that the college continues to flourish and to develop its unique offer. For the past 8 years, it's been my privilege to be chair of the Board of Governors, the governing body of the college. I and my fellow governors are totally committed to the college's vision, its ethos and values, and work closely with Andrew and his staff in seeking to achieve success for this college. Today, in this graduation ceremony, we are witnessing evidence of that success, as each of you is conferred with your degree. I personally want to congratulate each of you on your achievement. Enjoy the moment and celebrate the occasion. The graduation ceremony will follow the order of proceedings which you have in front of you, and I now invite Professor Andrew Brewerton to announce this year's College Fellowship Awards. Thank you.
Chair of Governors, it's my great pleasure to present Richard Deacon, RA, CBE, for an honorary fellowship of Plymouth College of Art. Richard Deacon is a leading sculptor of our time, the author of a very significant body of work that juxtaposes the material weight and technical complexity of its fabrication with the extraordinary lightness of its being. He creates lyrical forms whose complex, compound curvature, a kind of transformational orphic energy, belies everything you know about the conditions of their making, and which redefine and remake the spaces that they occupy. These works are all the proof you'll ever need for the proposition that space does not contain energy. It is energy that creates space. And he demonstrates that the conceptual dimension of making is not theory, but poetics. Born in Bangor in North Wales, Richard attended school in Plymouth before studying fine art in Somerset at St Martin's School of Art, at the Royal College of Art, and Chelsea. He had his first solo show in Brixton in 1978, and he's always regarded himself as a fabricator rather than a sculptor. The material range of his works extends from bent plywood, steel, and polycarbonate to clay, leather, and cloth. And he works on all scales and has completed commissioned work in Canada, New Zealand, Germany, France, Austria, in the United Kingdom, Spain, Holland, China, Singapore, the USA, Norway, Switzerland, and Japan. Richard Deacon was elected as a Royal Academician and received a CBE in the 1999 New Year's Honours List. He won the Turner Prize in 1987 and represented Wales at the Venice Biennale in 2007. He's also been awarded the Robert Jacobson Prize, the Chevalier des Arts et des Lettres, and he holds honorary doctorates from various UK universities. He was elected a member of the Akademie der Kunst in Berlin and awarded the Ernst Franz Vogelmann Prize for Sculpture. Plymouth College of Art is awarding an honorary fellowship to Richard Deacon in recognition of his outstanding achievement as a leading sculptor in our time. In the words of Dante, honoring the 12th century Occitan troubadour poet Arnaud Daniel in Purgatory, il miglior fabbro, the better maker. Chair of Governors, it's my great pleasure to present Richard Deacon, RA, CBE, for an honorary fellowship of Plymouth College of Art.
Hello, Plymouth. First of all, my thanks to Andrew and to the governors for this great honour. It may seem arbitrary for me to be receiving it, but actually I owe Plymouth and the surrounding area a great deal. Really, it should be the other way around. I should be honouring the city and the county. The last time I had an award in Plymouth was in 1968, my school speech day, just down the road in the Guildhall, where I got the art prize. Despite my having a somewhat itinerant and fairly free childhood, it's not unreasonable to say I grew up here. I spent something like 13 of the first 18 years of my life in and around Plymouth. This accounts for the occasional experience of a Devon accent when I speak, and for my pleasant surprise that it didn't rain quite so often when I went to London. My father was in the RAF, and there used to be a small RAF station at Mountbatten that looked after a couple of flying boats and motor torpedo boats moored in the Sound and did coastal reconnaissance. We were first based there in the early 1950s. And to begin with, we lived in a house in Catwater. I can remember standing in the garden there and realizing that I knew how counting worked and setting off like a speaking clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, to see how far I could get. It felt intoxicatingly powerful to be able to generate this sequence. And probably this accounts for my affinity for Donald Judd's assertion that he wanted to make work as straightforward as counting. For the winter of 1952-53, we were on Dartmoor at Crapstone, a small cluster of houses just outside Yelverton. There I remember sitting in an upstairs window, watching huge flakes of snow come down, and walking with my mother and baby sister in a pram through snow that came up to my exposed knees. Of course, I was smaller then, so the knees weren't so high. I also went to an interesting nursery school that had a large aviary filled with chattering budgerigars, lovebirds, and parakeets. Obviously, it wasn't as big as it seemed then, but you could walk in, and the colour and clamour of the birds flying around made a big impression. Finally, we moved to Plymstock, and I started at Hoo County Primary School, which had large playing fields backing onto open fields at the back, and the tidal lagoon of Hoo Lake at the front. This doesn't exist anymore, it's filled in. The new house was part of an estate being built as married quarters for the RAF. Most of it was still under construction, but it seems to me that I spent a large amount of time wandering with my friends, unsupervised over an extensive building site. There's something instructive for a child to realise that piles of brick, sand, wood and tiles and puddles of cement could become something as tangible as a house you could live in. Then there was a miraculous sojourn for 3 years to a posting in Sri Lanka before we returned unusually for the RAF to the same house in Plymstock for a further 2.5 years. I went back to Hoo, now cycling rather than catching the bus. School was getting more interesting. One day we trooped into the playground to watch a partial solar eclipse through pieces of smoked glass. A mini school trip to Dartmoor to look at Bronze Age relics used a variety of teacher transports. 3 of us went in the sidecar of one teacher's motorbike. Our follow-up trip to the museum in Plymouth itself imprinted the Bronze Age burial there, and Walter Scott's skis on the wall, and sailing ships by Napoleonic-era prisoners made out of chicken bones. Back in Hoo, I was soon building a model hut out of pebbles, mud, and straw. I took the 11 plus, and rather to my surprise, won a county scholarship to Plymouth College. So, despite the fact that we had by that time moved to Yorkshire, from September 1960 until July 1968, I was a boarding pupil at Plymouth College. It being outside and being free had been a foundation of my life before. Being a boarder at a big school was different. There isn't enough time to talk about why, but personalities loom larger. I do want to mention 2 people, Derek Holland and his wife Marjorie. Derek was the art teacher, and not only did he do his regular hours, but he ran an art club 4 evenings a week, Wednesday and Saturday being half days. In my first year, this was a rather dusty basement under the library with sacks of plaster, wire mesh, hessian scrim, and a collection of chunks of wood. I'd always messed about with materials, the building site being a classic example, but it was here that I discovered that the messing about had a place in the world, and I felt like I'd come home. After I'd turned up and been welcomed, I selected a log of wood and began carving, improving on what I thought it already resembled, a pig's head. The following year, the school opened a new block of classrooms and a new canteen. There was a new art room, high and light on the first floor corner of the block, and the former canteen, a sordid basement under the former art room that had served disgusting food, had been reincarnated as a new home for the art club, now equipped with workbenches, potter's wheels, a kiln, a plaster room, and even a lithography press. This was the place that I now went to almost every evening, and later at weekends, for the next 7 years. It was this extraordinary gift that carried me through the turmoil of adolescence. I mentioned Derek's wife, Marjorie. I knew her, and that she was also a painter, from her coming to school with Derek on occasion. But in my final year, when I stayed on to do an Art A-level with a big art history component, in the absence of there being any competent or qualified teachers at the school, she stepped into the breach and 2 or 3 days a week, I'd walk out of the school and up the hill to their house, where I'd sit in their kitchen, and she guided me through an art syllabus that ran from the Gothic through to Cubism. By the time I went to art school, I didn't need to do any more art history. There are, of course, many other people and places that I could mention, not least a visionary head teacher at the school, C.M. Mead King, and Bernard Samuels, French teacher, who was the founding director of Plymouth Arts Centre. But it's doubtful that without Derek and Marjorie and the opportunity that Plymouth provided, I'd have even started on the road that I've followed. I had a beginning here, and I think you all have as well. My best wishes to you in whatever the future may bring. Thank you.
Chair of Governors, it's my pleasure to present Sir Nicholas Sirota, Companion of Honour, for the award of an honorary fellowship of Plymouth College of Art. Over the last 4.5 decades, Nick Sirota has held significant appointments as a director of the Museum of Modern Art in Oxford and of the Whitechapel Gallery before his appointment as director of the Tate Art Museums and Galleries in 1988. A position he held until this summer. The late Howard Hodgkin welcomed Nick's appointment at the time as a man of enormous energy and diplomacy. He's a passionate man, Hodgkin wrote back then, and indeed is quite unusual in this country in his commitment to modern painting and sculpture. Nick's passion and diplomacy drove the opening of Tate St Ives in 1993 and the reframing of Tate's Millbank building as Tate Britain, with the establishment of Tate Modern at the former Bankside Power Station in 2000, which was extended with the Switch House, now the Blavatnik building, in 2016. Tate also broadened what is de facto our national contemporary art collection to include 20th century photography, film, performance, and even architecture, with significant cultural diversification of its collections, with contemporary work from Latin America, Asia, from the Middle East, and from Africa. The national role of the Tate developed with the creation of the Plus Tate network of 35 institutions across the UK and Northern Ireland. And Nick is an implacable advocate for the value of art education in our time. He's chaired the Turner Prize jury. In recent years, he's curated or co-curated exhibitions of Donald Judd, Howard Hodgkin, Cy Tumley, Gerhard Richter, and Henri Matisse. Nick is a board member of the BBC, and in February of this year was appointed chair of Arts Council England. He was knighted in the 1999 New Year's Honours and appointed member of the Order of the Companions of Honour in the 2013 birthday honours for his services to art. He's being awarded an honorary fellowship from Plymouth College of Art in recognition of his outstanding achievement in curatorial and cultural leadership and his transformation of public experience and understanding of contemporary art in Britain. Chair of Governors, it's my great pleasure to present Sir Nicholas Sirota, Companion of Honour, for an honorary fellowship of Plymouth College of Art.
Andrew, Ivan, governors, college staff, and graduands. May I begin by saying how honoured I am to be receiving this fellowship and by congratulating all those who are about to receive their degrees and diplomas today. It's a real achievement to make the commitment and the sacrifice, to stick at it, and then to succeed. You, here in the body of this theatre, are the next generation of creative thinkers, and your creativity will shape our future. Being creative is a lifetime pursuit, and it keeps you young. On Monday evening, I was in New York for the opening of David Hockney's show at the Metropolitan Museum. He was 80 in July, but is as curious about the world as ever, and says that when he's in the studio painting, he feels like a 30-year-old and not an octogenarian. For many years, I've spent time in Cornwall on the Helford River and on the Lizard Peninsula. And for those of you who make that journey west on the train, you will, of course, as you leave Plymouth Station, see on the redundant brick piers of a viaduct Richard Deacon's great sculpture, which has been there for 20 years, Richard? 25? 23 years. So I go to the Lizard. I see Richard's sculpture as I leave Plymouth Station. And the principal town at the head of the Lizard is Helston, which has these marvelous 18th century granite buildings. This is where copper and tin from local mines were brought to be weighed, and where china clay, the crucial ingredients for the ceramics industry and in making high-quality paper, was first discovered in the 1750s by William Cookworthy. In 1895, the Cornish philanthropist John Passmore Edwards, whose name adorns libraries and institutes throughout the county of Cornwall and in London, offered funds for a library in Helston. In their wisdom, the citizens of Helston said that they would prefer a school of science and art. And their choice indicates a commitment to growing new schools in a community that was facing rapid economic and social change, and demonstrates a surprisingly far-sighted view. The fact that the school was transformed into an ordinary secondary school soon after the First World War does not diminish the lesson that in times of change, we need skills that build on creativity, adaptability, and that promote an appetite for thinking imaginatively rather than following the paths of the past. And so today, as we face the greatest challenge to our economic and social order since the Second World War, we need to invest in creativity as a means of ensuring that we are solving problems and growing new areas of expertise and industry. Between 2013 and 2015, the arts and culture sector in the economy grew by 10%, 5 times faster than the economy as a whole. Together, the creative industries, as Ivan said, contribute more to the economy than the combined output of the automotive, life sciences, oil and gas, and aerospace industries. Across the world, British achievement in arts, culture, film, architecture, fashion, design, and now games is recognized to an astonishing degree. But we need to continue to nurture and grow those skills. Plymouth College of Art, as many of you in this room will know, is unusual in its belief that it should give students the opportunity to learn many of the traditional craft skills that we used to find in art colleges across the country. It is also unusual in its commitment to a broad foundation course that gives students the chance to experience a range of media and disciplines and to discover where their own talent will flourish. But it's also developing new courses in new areas like games and animation. The college is also playing a pioneering role in the community in Plymouth. 2 years ago, I was present at the formal opening of the Red House School in Millbay. named for its dominant colour, but also in emulation of the famous Red House of William Morris, that pioneer of socially responsible artistic practice and manufacture. No other art college in the country has had the vision and the courage to open a school like the Plymouth School of Creative Arts, one which places a special emphasis on the visual and on creativity in the curriculum. And I want to congratulate Andrew Brereton and Dave Strudwick and the governors for breaking new ground where so many others are abandoning foundation courses and broad educational principles in the face of financial pressures. The arts and culture are playing a part in both initiatives, and projects of national significance like The Box are coming to fruition. I know that under the leadership of Andrew and his team, the college will make its own contribution as a catalyst for change alongside business, the university, and other cultural and educational institutions. But I wish all of you as graduates and the college every possible success in your future ventures. Thank you.
I now call upon Tim Bolton to present the awards for our graduation ceremony 2017.
Thank you. Chairman of Governors, Honorary Fellows, honoured guests, graduands, colleagues, parents, partners, friends. It is my honour to present the graduates of Plymouth College of Art 2017 for the conferment of the following awards. Charmaine McDonough, MA Illustration. Drew Turner. Chrissy Vale. MA in Entrepreneurship for Creative Practice, Jerry Tom Allen Moore. Zoe Morscrip. Andrew Stewart Way. Neve Lily Wimpress. MA in Photography, James Wells. Jennifer Ann Crowther. Tim Gundry. Beyond's Animation, Larissa Cleaver. Libby DeRoss. Reyes Flores. Tim Howe. Jessica Meller. Sophie Oliver. Bram Whitford. Toby Wootton. Tansy Barton. Olivia Fozzard-Snell. BA on Ceramics, Amy Holberton. Ellen Woods. Beyond's commercial photography for fashion advertising and editorial. Also the winner of the Principal's Commendation Undergraduate Colin Gibb Award, Hannah Cochrane. Rhiannon Brassington. Jessica Bright. Isabel Luscombe. Natalie Mayle. Bethany Lupton. Naomi Rosner. Paige Nolan. Beyond's Contemporary Crafts, Zalika Bratchley. Cameron Fotheringham. Stevie J. Searle, Commercial Photography for Fashion Advertising and Editorial. Beyond's Contemporary Crafts, Kerry Jo Greaves. Winner of the Eden Project Internship and Ocean Studios Residency, Lauren Gunning-Bown. Gemma Hall. Chloe Hinchcliffe. Ben Lintle. Jane McEwen. Joanna Moylett. Nicola Noble. Ian Palfrey. Natasha Marie Rojas. Rhiannon Tyson. Beyond's Glass, Wendy Bradbury. Winner of the Devon Guilds of Craftsmen's Showcase Award, Mim Brigham. Sarah Jane Rossi. Joanne Tyler. Beon's Costume Production and Associated Crafts, Laura Anderson. Gemma Ashworth. Grace Amy Dlou. Chloe Gabrielle Leonard. Anna-Marie Morgan. Laura Murray. Araminta Payne. Heidi Peace. Alice Rose Schilling. Beth Ann Shaw. Holly Victoria Vince. Sarah Weatherly. Millie Bennett. Beon's Fashion Media and Marketing, Ellie Casterton. Penny Chan. Rhianne Davis. Tandia Eden. Alexandra Eggleston Pasiris. Torea Janai. Jasmine Gualter. Tom Higgs. Chloe Hodgkinson. Winner of the Digital and Social Fashion Awards, sponsored by MEBI, Gemma Langsworthy. Alice Lundy. Luke Mullane. Winner of the Ram Shergill Award for Excellence in Fashion Imagery, Megan Searle. Cassandra Snell. Pippa Stockford. Beon's Fashion and winner of the Best Collection Incorporating Knitwear, awarded by the British Alpaca Fashion, Luke Bishop. Anna Boast. Amy Boulders. Gabriella Collins. Alice Holmes. Lisa Marie Jackson. Winner of Best Collection, Interesting Use of Fabric Award by Leah Brown and Dunsford. Beyond's Fashion Student Award, Hannah Joyce. Lauren Jones. Tyler King. Jodie Emmanuel McKee O'Connell. Dorota Onziawensky. Sorry. Best Collection Incorporating Knitwear, awarded by the British Alpaca Fashion, Nadine Rose Francois Proust. Most Commercial Collections Award by Flannels, Ben Shales. William Shanahan. David MacDonald Smith. Saskia Spate. Jasmine Jamie Train. Winner of the Most Creative Portfolio awarded by Denza International, Franziska Wagner. Anna Poch. Beyond's film, Raoul Islam. Rauri Cantello. Julian Charles. Julia Claxton. Harley Cowburn. Dejan Daly. Marius Franek. Adam Freeman. Thomas Hayes. Oscar Honey. Regan Jackson. Kirsten Jarvis. William Prestige. Robert Joy. Emily Orr. Caitlin Payne. Lewis Rhodes. George Salisbury. Megan Shearstone. Winner of the Board of Governors Award, Amber Thorpe. Christopher Stafford. Martin Steele. Alex Sutcliffe. Jamie Woodhouse. Beyond's Fine Art, Luke Anthony Gill. Erin Neal. Sasha Reeve. Winner of the CAST Graduate Residency, Louise Dijuk. No, sorry. Bethany Smiles. Sam Turner. Grace Wagstaff. Rebecca Michelle Williams. Sanara Naomi Wilson. Vesislava Schleva. Beyond's Games Design, Jack Challoner. Cindy Chen. Dominique Clark. Andrew Cole. Sarah Damo. Greg Johnson. Jake Kay. Lucina Kislowaska. Corey Redding. Amy Rippengale. Matteo Sadu. Matthew Teague. Amy Watson. BA Hons Graphic Design, Kate Arbon. Robin Cormack. Winner of Design Awards sponsored by Ashley House, Sam Cross. Winner of the Design Awards sponsored by Ashley House, Josh Fathers. Jessica Lauren Fisher. Kira Elizabeth Harper. Rain Kiara James. Renee, sorry. Okay. Ellen McDonough. Maria Strome Norheim. Colin John O'Donnell. Jessica Reed. Jacob John Southgate. India Chu. Luke Tremaine. Natasha Udin. Jacob Alexander Ward. Mike Wickham. BA Hons Illustration, Kelly Card. Sophie Clark. Rosa Cowell. Warren Curry. Jake Cutler. Tamara Davies. Bryony Difford. Cameron Glossop. Jake Grant Jones. Nathaniel Hall. Joe Hiscock. Shane Hoare. Savannah Horton. Amy Lee Maxwell. Sandra Molnar. Abigail Morgan. Crystal Mosley. Joe Mazoros. Nicola Owen. Stephanie Parnell. Harley Price Davies. Kaylee Russell. Sophie Squibb. Tom Sutcliffe. Nick White. Winner of Designer of the Year Award by New Designers, Jake Williams. Anita Yip. Beyond's Jewellery and Silversmithing, Ishtar Lillijafors. Winner of the Victoria Stewart Showcase Award and the Ocean Students Residency, Valerie Ann Muddiman. Emma Stevenson. Stevie Ann Thompson. Hannah Williams. Bayonne's Painting, Drawing and Printmaking, Lottie Bond. Carly Martine Buckley. Rosie Cooper. Azara Floyd. Meryl Hooper. Hopper, sorry. Alexander Lee. Hannah Lewis. Kimberly Nathan. Kerry O'Shea. Winner of Devon Artist Network Award, Jane Pine. Jasmine Robbins Landekroom. Winner of the Principals Award for Enterprise and Innovation, sponsored by Think Tank and BMSW, Marie Taylor. again, a winner of Principals Award for Enterprise and Innovation, sponsored by Think Tank and BMSW, Amelia Webster. BA Honours Photography, Abby Chapman. Billy Hoare. Josh Huxham. Nathan Kavanagh. Magic Krasminski. Brett Lockwood. Izzy Lundstrom. Winner of the Lens Culture Emerging Talent Award, Samuel Lynn. John Mullaney. Lucy Alexandra Pike. Winner of the Simon Gomery Photographic Award, Chloe May Prubaki. Alison Elizabeth Rich. Amy Smith. Mary Ann Walker. Beyond's Printed Textiles Design and Surface Pattern, Chiara Adamczyk. Sophie Clements. Lily Anna Cumming. Chloe England. Louis Marcus Fidel Deans. Winona Flay. Winner of the Board of Governors Award, Rebecca May. Winner of the British Ceramic Tile Surface Design Award, Louis Stewart. Winner of the Broom Award for Decorative Patterns, Natalie Wood. Zoe Woodford. Winner of the Devon Life Award, Heidi Wyatt. That concludes the presentation of the graduates of Plymouth College of Art for the Conferment of Degrees 2017.
Chairman of Governors, Honorary Fellows, honoured guests, graduates, colleagues, parents, partners and friends. It's my special privilege on behalf of our whole college community to address you here in the Theatre Royal Plymouth on this, the most significant day in our calendar. And I may say, this is a remarkable turnout for a Sunday matinee so early in the pantomime season. I hope I may be excused the standard principles head of institutional obligation of a corporate address on this occasion. If it's okay with you, I'd prefer, well, just to talk to my students. As has always been our practice together these 3 years, to speak very directly as they gather for their first reunion to celebrate their creative and academic achievement. And because just on this occasion they can't answer back. To every one of you, a warm welcome home to your college community from all of us here. Your community, I choose this word carefully. It describes what we are exactly: a small-scale, independent and collegial and agile community of creative learning and practice, and not a scaled-down version of some much larger institutional thing. And as we've long agreed, if there's a rule in all of this independent energy, it is that you don't seek permission. And in fairness, I should say, to our delight, you didn't. You never waited to see what your neighbours were doing. You don't take all that kindly to instruction at times, we've noticed. But you've discovered a confidence in whatever context you find yourselves to start making something, to make things happen, and to make a difference. And most of all, to make new work by virtue of your creative practice and because you can. That's now your hallmark, the thing that you have by heart. By heart in the sense that the late Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, intended in his commencement address at Stanford University some years ago. He put it this way: you've got to find what you love. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. Keep looking until you find it. Don't settle. Well, there's really no bigger purpose than that. It's the why as well as the what and the how of your creative practice. And we can see this because we've been watching you. You are natural activists. Your curiosity is insatiable. You're brilliant problem solvers. You think creatively. You synthesize intelligence and knowledge that you draw from every horizon and across the most diverse fields of interest. You're comfortable with doubt and ambiguity, which is indeed, for most of us, the creative condition. And as learners, you are unafraid. You live by values and vision, and you know by heart that the irreducible purposes of learning are agency and transformation, that your purpose in learning is inseparable from that of living your life. As the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard wrote in a journal entry in 1843, it's a thought we've inscribed inside the ribbon scroll that each of you is holding. It is perfectly true, as philosophers say, that life must be understood backwards. But they forget the other proposition, that it must be lived forwards. And that, so to speak, is the university challenge. It's your starter for 10. And in a world where we're told routinely it's not what you know, but who you know, our response here at Plymouth College of Art is, with all due respect, it's not who you know. It's what you do. It's what we do that gets noticed. Never underestimate the value in what you do. It's your technical achievement, your creative and intellectual currency. It's your energy and direction. And this is but your story so far, which no one ever said would be an easy kind of narrative. So let's take a moment to celebrate, to mark especially that kind of achievement that consists in the overcoming of seemingly impossible obstacles. From solving problems, from facing crises, resolving dilemmas, and from creative responses to constraint or impediment in situations that often seem strangely designed to test your courage and resilience. Lessons by which you learn the redemptive technique of smiling, full into the face of adversity. Whatever else it is, hardship is instructive, even instrumental. The creative avenue of coping skills and resilience and insight. And this kind of knowledge or understanding is not discoverable with search engines or available as an app. It never is a multiple choice question. It is deep learning that can never be taken away from you. But you were never alone in this. And so, in marking your individual achievement, let's acknowledge too, on today of all days, 1,000 acts of kindness. Unconditional generosity, freely given on the part of parents and partners and friends and family, your tutors and technicians and administrative and support staff who, each in their own way, have, in small or insignificant ways, sustained and enabled each of you in your commitment to your creative path. Keep going along that path. Keep living and making. Stay true to yourself and to your creative practice. Accept your own gifts and embrace risk wherever your path may take you in this beautiful, heartbreaking, diverse, and difficult world of ours. Have courage, which I've come to understand means always and unconditionally choosing life on whatever terms it is presented. So make a difference. Change that world. In small or insignificant ways, make it better. Make things well. Keep making and keep in touch. I'd now like to introduce Steph Martin, President of the Student Union. To address the congregation.
Cheers. Don't know whose that is, but I need a drink. Okay. Graduates, friends, family members, and guests, it's such an honour to welcome you here today, particularly on a day where we can celebrate the talent, determination, and incredible achievements of every student who is graduating. And I hope that today is a day you will always remember. It seems so long ago that we last saw each other, and now you're all here wearing your gowns. You've come such a long way, and I'm so proud to be part of this journey. Today is a day to remember, to look back on all those memories made at Plymouth College of Art, the lessons you learned, the good times, and those that were challenging. It's emotional, it's incredible, and it's real. It's your day, and you truly deserve it. There are so many people here to celebrate with you today, your family and friends who are also proud of you for everything you've achieved. And I'm sure there were times when you rang them up and said, I can't do this, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, especially during dissertation time. Those reassuring words from family and friends and all of those meetings with the study zone are what kept you going. And now look at you. You are finally graduating. Studying at Plymouth College of Art has provided us all with a huge range of experiences and opportunities, creative, academic, and social. We have so much to be thankful for. We were and still are part of a community, and we will take that away in our hearts and memories. I moved 400 miles away from home to a college that all I knew about was how amazing the facilities were. I didn't even know where Plymouth was. I took a risk, and it's the best decision I've made to date. Moving to Plymouth and coming to Plymouth College of Art was scary, challenging, but exciting. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I've found my home away from home. Throughout the past couple of years, I've come to realise that we wouldn't be where we are today without Plymouth College of Art staff, their passion and their dedication to their students. So please join me in thanking them. For the past year and a half, I've been fortunate enough to be part of the Plymouth College of Art team. I would just like to thank you all for your help in electing and re-electing me as Student Union President. So, in my first year as Student Union President, we made many great developments, such as the introduction of free tea and coffee, which I know all you fashion students love, such as free breakfast club, there always been free fruit in the SU, a long list of clubs and societies, creating sports teams, weekly yoga, Pilates, bootcamp sessions, awareness days, the Artside pop-up shop, fundraising events, hoodies, etc. Alongside all the serious stuff, like representing students' views prudently, acting in the best interest of the union, and ensuring that your voices are heard at the highest level. I also made a few mistakes, like getting in trouble for spending £1,000 on pizza at our Summerfest and students drinking bottles of wine at 1 p.m. Although, in the NSS, you did vote the SU at Plymouth College of Art 33% higher than the national average, with regards to the SU represent your academic needs. So I do feel like we redeemed ourselves there. Our mission at the SU is to transform students' lives through experience and support. So on behalf of your Students' Union, I would like to take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you every success in whatever endeavours you choose to pursue next. And you are always more than welcome to pop in for a cup of coffee. Thinking back to your first day, it seems like ages ago. As individuals, you've grown and have created memories and lifelong friendships that will be with you forever. And now it's time to go on to a new adventure. Whether that is continuing on with higher education, travelling around the world, going into your first professional employment, or stumbling upon an unplanned and unexpected path. You all have the power and intelligence to do anything, to achieve everything, and to rise above all expectations. And remember, as Andrew says, we don't seek for permission. Also, don't forget about the Alumni Association. So here you are, and I'm sure you all agree. Being a student, being a skint student, is an experience like no other. And I really hope that you remember your time here at Plymouth College of Art and fondly look back with a smile. Congratulations, everyone. Enjoy your day.
Our ceremony has nearly ended, and it just leaves me to wish all our new graduates well for the future. You all have your dreams and ambitions, and although you may not realise them immediately, continue to believe in them. Some of you are continuous studies in the college, others are continuous studies elsewhere. Some of you will already be in work, others are still seeking employment. Whatever your plans, we wish you well. Keep in touch with the college, tell others about your experiences here. We hope you will continue to be ambassadors for Plymouth College of Art and be proud of your college. Thanks to everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.